Morning everybody, welcome to my plot. Now today is meant to be very hot, so we've come over quite early this morning to get some little odd jobs done. I'm going to be doing bed by bed. There's lots of things to do over here. This allotment now is absolutely cram-packed of goodies. So we're going to take you through. I think we need to be dealing with this bed first. As you can see, there's a lot overgrown. Need to get in, cut them back. These are the tomatoes. I really need to tie them back in and get the runners out. They have been a little bit neglected over the last couple of weeks. And then after that, we'll just work our way around the 4 beds and do our little jobs. Well, there you go. It's taken a good 2-3 hours to go through the tomatoes, take all the bottom leaves out up to the first truss, tie them all in, pick all the side shoots out and have a little weed in between. So, I mean, I did leave it, I haven't touched them for a couple of weeks, so I should have really been on top of it, but lesson learned, stay on top. Now in this bed, as you can see, I haven't had a lot of luck with the carrots and parsnips. I did put, I think it was 4 rows of carrots in there. Only 2 have come up. One of which hasn't got a full row on. But I'm going to use that bit of ground over the back. Probably sow another row of carrots, I think. Get another row in there. The parsnips down here, a little bit of hit and miss. Germination not brilliant. Over the back we've got some onions. Doing really well, starting to bulk up now, so that's always a good sign. I'm going to move over this side. Another couple of rows of parsnips in there. A few weeds. I've only got about 1 or 2 in there by the look of it. Oh, I think I've got 3 over there. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to clear that out. Obviously leave the little parsnips in, but I'm going to backfill with the ones. I've still got some left that was in the loo rolls that I sowed. So I'll backfill in there with them. Now the parsnips for me this year have been not very good at all. We had 2 rows in here and 2 rows over the back there, and although them over there we've got a few more of them, over here we've only got a couple and they don't seem to be doing very well at all. Now what I've got here is what's left of the parsnip seed that I sowed in the toilet rolls. So I'm going to backfill these into here just to make the row up and see how they do. Now we'll get to the other bed in a minute. I have a row of these in there that I put in about 4 weeks ago, and they are doing really well. Well, I say doing really well. They're doing well on top of the ground. Only time will tell what happens underneath. So I'm just going to put the whole roll in, like so. Just cover it over. Now if these do work, I will be doing it like this in future, because it does save on the thinning out, which as we all know can be very time consuming. Then all I'm going to do is just give them a little drink, just water them in. I've still got a few left, so what I'll probably do is I'll put them in behind me where the others are. There you go, let that soak in. Now I don't know if I've missed a window for leeks. They've all been in this pot for, seems like forever. Just sitting in the hut there. It's one of those jobs that you keep looking at thinking, I've got to get them out, and you never actually get round to doing it. So like I say, I may have missed the window for leeks this year. We're going to put some in anyway, just to see what we get. Now I've wet the soil a little bit on the top, just so it binds when we make the little holes. I think we're just going to go for a double row. Now I'm not going to put all these in here, I'm just going to put a couple of rows along the back here, and what I'll do, I'll keep the rest for now, and I'll probably put another couple of rows in as and when the potatoes start coming up. I think they've been in that pot a little bit too long. Try and prise them apart now. Sounds like we've got a bit of a festival going on of some description over the back, in the back field. There we go. There's a couple in. I won't bore you with me planting these because I'm sure you all know how to plant leeks. So I'll come back once I've done a couple of rows. Right, there you go. 2 rows of leeks. 14 in total. They've been filled up with water, so they should nicely settle in. And we'll see if we get anything from them. Morning everybody. Another day, and boy, that sun is bright. Now, we had to stop filming yesterday, the festival that was going on over the back. I think it was something to do with the hospital, something to do with charity. It was getting a bit loud, and I tried doing a bit of filming, but it kept picking up the music, so I had to stop because I couldn't edit the music out. And if I try and put it up with the music in the background, then there's a chance I'm going to get hit with a copyright strike. So anyway, today what I'm going to be doing a little bit of harvesting and just give you a little show round, so see how things are doing. So yeah, most of yesterday was just spent doing some weeding. I'm on the wrong side of the sun again. Doing some weeding, a little bit of general tidying up and making things look all nice. So up the back here, we've got our Vana Beans. They're not doing as good as the ones at home. We've got a few little flowers coming on there. Down here we've got a row of, I think it's two marrow plants and 2 courgette plants. Nothing on the courgettes at the moment. We've got what looks like the making of a marrow on the bottom of that one. But these 2 plants are still quite light green as opposed to the dark lush green on these. We'll swing you around here. Now, the squash bed is a different story. It really does not want to take off. We've got one plant here. Now, this is what I expected all the plants to end up like. Nice dark green foliage. But no, they're all got another one there that's starting to go. But they're all still very light green. Them two over the back there, they're bordering on yellow for some reason. They've been fed, they've had lots of water. I don't know, perhaps it's the wrong kind of water. We haven't had rain down here for a good 3 or 4 weeks. So that could be the problem. Sweet corn, I'm happy with now. That again, when I put it in, it sort of started going yellow, but now it's started to perk up. Got its nice dark green colour and coming on good, getting nice and big now. Over here in the onion bed, some of the red ones have started to flop over, so we're going to harvest them today, get them out. There's not many of the white onions that have gone over. It seems to be mainly the red ones. I don't know if that's normal. Is it? Let me know in the comments below if it's normal for red onions to be ready for harvesting before the white ones, because I'm not too sure. But yeah, they're all looking very good indeed. Potatoes here, starting to turn. We had one of these out, had one of these out in the week. Didn't really get a lot off it. Gooseberry bushes, not had anything off of them this year. So the rhubarb, we're going to be picking some of that today as well. These quite thin little stems on these two plants, but this one up the back here, the one that's next to the compost bin, look at the stems on them. So we'll have a couple of them out as well, I think, for a nice rhubarb crumble. Some more courgette plants there, little one coming on there. Got little yellow courgette down here. Let's get round and little one coming in there, which is good. So yeah, this side of the plot is starting to look very nice. Now these Vana Beans seem to be faring up a lot better. Oh, that's gone over the top of there. Let's just nip that out. We've got lots of flowers on this, so which is all good. French beans down the bottom, purple queen, which are absolutely riddled with black fly. They will need another spray a little bit later. But the little French beans over the back there, they don't look like they've got any black fly on at all, which is really strange. Perhaps black fly they're more attracted to the purple ones than the green ones. Got some artichokes here. They're starting to open up, ready for flowering. Now down the back of the brassica cage, got the kohlrabi, the purple ones. They're doing all right. Now I was a little bit concerned about these being so enclosed with slugs and snails, but they don't seem to be too badly affected. So let's get this brassica cage open and let's have a little look inside. Now what was a very slow start to the cabbages, they seem to have really taken off. This is the only area I've still got to do a bit of weeding in, but they're not too bad. So let's have a little look. Yeah, we've got making some cabbages. They're starting to heart up already in there to get bigger. So I am quite impressed with these this year so far. We've got one there that's been sort of devastated, but we'll leave it. I'll pick all the leaves off around the bottom so the slugs haven't got anywhere to hide. Got some nice big red cabbage over the back there, which is interesting. So yeah, everything's nice, thick, dark. A few more brassicas in there. I think it's a mixture of cauliflowers and cabbages. A little bit closely packed, but I'll just get them in the ground and see what happens. They were leftovers, what's out here. Now in this bed, we're going to be picking some of this as well today. We've got chard up the back here, a mixture of chard. Bright Lights, I think, was the variety. And we've got the Perpetual Spinach down the front here. Some nice big leaves. A few holes, but never mind. Still edible. So we'll be having some of that as well today. Now, with the parsnips, when I sowed the parsnips yesterday, or put the parsnips in yesterday, these are the other ones that I did in the loo rolls that I've put in. And look at the foliage. They are great. Don't know what's happening under the ground. We'll find out later in the season. And the same with the carrots. We've got a little row of carrots there, also done in the loo rolls, which are doing really well. Got some Swedes up the back here, which are doing all right. They've been nibbled a little bit. Blackberries. Tons and tons of blackberries. I'm going to pick some of them today as well, get them off, and hopefully I can have them all off before the birds get at them. So let's get on with some harvesting. So let's have some of these up and see what they're like. Now, I always believed that when they say I'm going to go and pull some onions, you literally did that, pull onions. But I've since learned that you don't. You have to dig them up. Because apparently, if you try pulling them, you damage all the neck and there's a chance of them rotting. So, ease them out the ground. What have we got? Let's have a look. Here you go. You see how nice and shiny that is? And that's a sign of a good onion. Here you go. The first picking of onions for 2022. Some nice red ones. Got some nice sized red ones actually, which is good. Some smaller ones, which are not really a lot good for cooking with, but they'll do for pickling. And some white ones. Some nice big white one there. Again, various sizes. Now we got one, we pulled it up and it was a little bit, shall we say, squishy. But on further inspection, once we've taken a few of the outer leaves, it is quite firm inside. So this one, I think, will get eaten straight away. It will get used as quick as possible. So, still usable. A very thick stem. So I think we'll have a couple of these. Now you don't want to take too much off the plant because you want to leave some there so it all dies back and all the goodness goes back in to the plant. So we'll just have a couple on each. And that should do very nicely. Just cut the leaves off the top. They'll go straight in the compost bin. Now I'm definitely over the winter period going to be putting a lot more manure on the two plants that are furthest away from the bin. And that's the reason why. Rhubarb crumble, here we come. Now with the spinach, you do need quite a lot of it, because obviously when you cook it, it boils down into basically nothing. So all I'd like to do is just go through with secateurs and just cut them off. Get rid of that bit. Now you can either have the little baby ones on the top of the plant, or you can have the bigger leaves. It doesn't really make a lot of difference. The bigger leaves do take a little bit longer to boil down. We're not going to pick any chard today. I think we'll have spinach one day, and perhaps chard in the week. I think also for me lunch at work in the week, I think I'm going to grab a lettuce. Now I've got a couple of different varieties in here. I think we've just got a normal loose round lettuce. We've got a couple of Webb's Wonders by the look of it. I may have that one actually. And I think in there, I think there might be another loose lettuce, or is that an iceberg? It might be a bit of a wilting iceberg. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this one. Oh. Here you go. Very nice. Minimal slug damage. Very pleased with that. These are some more of the parsnips that were sown in loo rolls. Again, doing very well. Save the best till last. Now, who doesn't like a potato reveal? Let's have a little look, see what we got under there. Not too bad. there. Yeah, there's the seed potato, still intact. I think that's all we're going to get out of that one. So, 8 potatoes out of that one. Let's have another one up. That one, by the look of it, is not quite as good. I'll tell you what, third time lucky. See if we can get at least one big potato. Got one there that's a little bit rotten. So, here you go. Not a bad little harvest. We've got our spinach. The potatoes, we was averaging about 8 potatoes per plant. They're not the biggest by any means, but these are ideal for salad potatoes. So with some of them, we've got also 2 trays of onions over the back there, lettuce, some nice sticks of, I nearly said celery then, rhubarb, and some nice fresh blackberries. There would have been a few more, but you just can't help yourself, can you? So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and pop us a little comment down below. Good or bad, all comments are welcome, and I do reply to all comments. So until next time, take care. I'll see you very soon.